Hey guys, welcome to the Journey Back with Tiffany Hunt. This is my very first YouTube video. I am so excited about what I have to share with you guys today. And I would love it if you would rate, comment, and subscribe. I want your feedback. I want to hear from you guys. I want to connect with you all. Please share this video out. I have some quality, valuable information that I think all of us in the African and Black diaspora need to hear. I think it could be very helpful in assisting others to grow and becoming the person that they incarnated to be. The journey back is about getting you back to who you are. And I understand that a lot of us don't really know who we are. A lot of us, most of us are African people, African beings that are living in a Eurocentric environment meaning work, environment meaning the country that you live in, home sometimes, and we are living as Europeans. So that means that you are living in someone else's habitat as somebody else. So you're confused in who you are. Most of us do not know the details of our history. You know, a lot of us, especially African Americans, I can speak for African Americans, not all of us, but I can only speak from my own personal experience. And because I live in the United States, that's, where my point of view is. But all of us have been, even those that are still living on the continent, have been dealing with colonization and our history being stolen and regurgitated back to us. And basically, we're eating other people's throw up. We're eating what other people have regurgitated back to us about who we are. And because most of us have not done our own research, we don't fully know who we are, because if we really knew how powerful we were, we wouldn't be living the way we are living. We are literally lions that are acting like lambs. And we are allowing outside forces, outside creatures, outside beings, people that don't serve us well, people that don't mean us any good. We are allowing them to control our lives and to control how we raise our children, to control how we relate to each other. And we're blaming each other. I'm not saying that there is no level of personal responsibility, but a lot of the things that are going on did not start with us. A lot of the things that are going on started with ancestors long before we got here, long before we were even thought about. And so it is important for us to get back to our indigenous selves, for us to get back to who we are naturally. We are natural loving people. We are naturally caring people. We are naturally communal people. And we're trying to live as individuals, which is why we are not thriving. We are not even in a place of striving. We're living day to day. We're barely making it. We're barely making the cut. We are just not even having enough. And some of us think that abundance is how many zeros is in your bank account, and how much Prada or how much of somebody else's name, Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren, how many nice things you have. But how are you in your insides, in your the innermost parts of yourself? How are you when the lights are off at night and no one else is around? Are there tears pooling on your pillow? Are you feeling sad? Are you not feeling together? Are you feeling disconnected? And a lot of us, we have been taught to just pray to Jesus and believe that he'll fix it and leave it in his hands and let him be responsible for doing it. Well, it's unfortunate, but the truth is Jesus is no more than a character, just like Santa Claus was. And I'm saying this from my own perspective, things that I've learned, things that I've studied. I'm not saying this, shooting this from my hip. I'm telling you what my own experience has been. I've been a Christian. I've been a minister. I've ministered and encouraged people and told them to come out of their sinful ways and to, do different things in reference to the church. And from my own research, from listening and looking into history and what previously occurred, it helped me to understand how Jesus was created, how he came about. He has no historical context. He was a God that was created for white people that we serve now more than white people serve. And he is not serving us. Most of us, if we look over our lives, yes, when Jesus came in, there was changes made, but that was because your mind about yourself and your thoughts about yourself changed. So naturally, behind your mind and your thoughts about yourself changing, it caused a chain reaction. It caused your actions to change. It caused how you needed to live to change. And you want to be living a life that's authentic to you and to who you are. Okay, what about your characteristics? How would you describe yourself via your character? Are you honest? Are you trustworthy? Are you loving? Are you a person that you even like? How would you describe yourself outside of your titles? Like, who are you by yourself is what I want to know. A lot of time, I know I'm kind of jumping from a couple of things, but I just want us to really examine ourselves and examine who we are. We spend a lot of time looking at other people. We spend a lot of time pointing the finger at others. But when you got a finger, two fingers pointing at somebody else, you got three pointing back at yourself, reminding you that, okay, there's some things that I need to work on too. And this is not a tear down session or trying to tell you what's wrong with you, because definitely in Christendom there's enough of that. You were not born into sin. You were not born a sinner. You were not born sinful. You are the manifestation of spirit. You are a physical manifestation of your ancestors that sent you back here to do a work and to live out purpose. And how many of us are actually living out our purpose and doing what we incarnated and what we were sent back here to do? Most of us are acquiring things and filling spots and holes with things and sometimes people and sometimes going places, but we are not full. Most of us are empty, even in the church. And I can speak to that because I have been there. I have been in the church bleeding, literally I have described myself at times, even in the church, even in the body of Christ, as a person that is literally laying by the side of the road, feeling like I'm bleeding out, like I'm dying, like I'm hemorrhaging at the core of who I am, and people are stepping over me. They are walking by me. They are seeing my pain. I'm thinking that they're seeing my pain because it's palpable. But then there are times when we hide our pain. I'm thinking that, you should be able to see that your sister's in need or that your sister's in trouble. And sometimes we can't see each other's pain because we're so engulfed in our own stuff. We're so entrenched in our own pain. We're so consumed with our own lives. There's not enough compassion to help someone else or to take out the time to be of assistance and to support someone else where they need support, even if it is a sacrifice for us. And I just want us to get to a place where we as individuals love ourselves. I'm just here to tell you that it's important that you understand the lies that have been told to get you to where you are. It's important that you unpack your own stuff, your own life, piece by piece, and you break it down and dismantle and eradicate the parts that need work. I'm here to tell you that you are a manifestation of God. I'm here to tell you that you're strong and that you're powerful and that you are a lion acting like a lamb. Like, I'm sure most of us have been to the circus at least one time or another. And if you haven't, basically there are circus acts where there's animals, there are lions, and the lion is being tamed and controlled by someone else that they can overpower, someone else that they can actually kill if he knew his own strength. But he's not acting like himself. He has been caged. He has been tamed. He has been beaten into submission. And a lot of us have been beaten into submission, whether that be with the Bible, whether that be by pastors, whether that be by parents at childhood, whether that be by media. We have been beat into submission. And so we are living out of character. We are living out of natural order. We are living against what is natural. I mean, it is unnatural to say, I'm sorry. It is unnatural to say, okay, to forgive your enemies or forgive those people that have hurt you. And what I mean by that is simply this. It's nothing wrong with saying, okay, I'm going to move on and I'm not going to hold on to this pain or hold on to this trauma. I'm going to heal it and I'm going to move on and I'm forgive. But it is unnatural. It is even against the animal kingdom for somebody to come into your community, to come into your home, to come into your space and to kill off your offspring. And the first thing you want to do is say, I forgive you. The first thing you want to do is say, I forgive you. And what that does is it literally puts a sign, it puts a target on your back and says, do anything to me that you want to do to me. Treat me any kind of way that you want to treat me. And I'm still going to love you. I'm still going to treat you right. I'm still going to do right by you, even if you don't do right by me, even if you don't treat me right. And historically, that is how we have responded. We put down our ancestral shrines and communicating with our ancestors. Not we in this generation. A lot of times it was done generations before us. We don't have the practices that we had and that were a part of our ancestral day-to-day living. We have put those things down and we're not operating at full capacity. Some of us are not even operating at 50% of who we are. If we really take a true, honest look at our lives, and your ancestors have been whispering to you, they've been trying to talk to you, they've been trying to reach out to you, but because Christendom has told you that voodoo and vodou and rituals and ancestral connection and speaking to your ancestors and connecting with nature and connecting with spirit is wrong, it's devilish, it's not right, it's the wrong thing to do. We have taken that at face value because some of us have been too scared to look into anything new, even though what we've been doing has not been working. Some of us have been too lazy to look into what we're actually doing to see if it's actually having a great impact, or it's actually changing us, or it's actually fixing and remedying what we're going to it for. You know, we're living outside in, and that is the problem. We need to tap into our God selves. We need to tap into the spirit within that we can connect to who we really are. Jesus is not a historical character. And it is not wrong for you to connect with your ancestors. Your ancestors are a part of who you are. You tapping into your God self. You're tapping into people that you can trace in your lineage that want to assist you in this life. That's like calling your grandmother or calling your great grandma and saying, okay, I know you're a great baker. How do I bake this cake? And they give you the roadmap and instructions how to make the most phenomenal cake because they've already done the legwork. Your ancestors want to do the same thing for you on this side. They want to help you. They want to support you in life so you don't have to make some of the same mistakes that they've made, so you can fix your family lineage, and so that the family doesn't have to be disconnected and discombobulated and broken, because what we've been doing is not working. Our children are suffering. We are suffering. We are in pain. I'm sorry, guys, I'm getting emotional. We are in pain, and we are saying that Jesus is going to fix it. Jesus is going to make it all right. Everything is going to be okay. And we are suppressing our pain. We've gotten so comfortable with pain. A lot of people will use the scripture, and say that they want to be like Jesus. He was a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief. And that's what the oppressor is betting on. He is banking on that you are going to be so comfortable, that you are going to continue to be so comfortable in the pain that you'll just focus on being happy in the afterlife, having peace in the afterlife, having triumph in the afterlife, and being comfortable being in pain, being in sorrow, being downtrodden, being down and out on this side. And it does not have to be that way. You can live in ecstasy. You can live in a place of ecstasy and in a place of peace now. And when I say ecstasy, don't get all sexual on me. It doesn't have to be a sexual connotation when you speak to ecstasy. I mean, a place of phenomenal peace, a place of self-love that is so abundant and overflowing that you can give out of your saucer and not out of your cup, that you can give to your community, that you can give to your children, that you're not mean and nasty to other people because you're mean and nasty to yourself. I want to get you to a place that you've never been, a place that you've never seen before. I understand that I came back and I incarnated to nurture, to mother, to support, and to bring you back to who you are, and to love you back to loving yourself, to love you back to who you truly are. I just want you to I want to give you a little bit of homework, or some things to do and some things to think about. Think about what state of mind you were in when you accepted Christ. Think about what kind of information you got before you accepted him as your Lord and Savior. Sorry, I got my nose itches. Think about how being in the church has actually helped you from an honest perspective, and who you are based on Christianity and who you are based on your heredity and your lineage. I want to, every time I speak to you, give you fuel, Fuel, for thought. I want to give you fuel for thought so that it can be applicable in your life. I don't want you to just absorb and hoard the information that I'm giving you, but I want you to do your own research. I want you to marinate on it. I want you to sit on it. I want you to mull it over in your mind and see if it actually makes sense to you. I want you to apply it to your life. I want you to reach out so that I can assist you and take you further in your journey, because we're all on a journey. But I want to take you back to your original self, the king and the queen that you really are, so that you can be walking in the fullness of who you came here to be. I love you guys. I'm so grateful again that you gave me some time today. Please share the video. Please share the video. Please reach out to me. My contact information is in the description box. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I'm looking forward to connecting with you. Until next time, learn who you are.